Flappers.
Flappers.
Flappers. Flappers Comedy Club.
Flappers.
It's Flappers Show.
Flappers.
Flappers.
Flappers. Flappers Comedy Club.
I absolutely love Flappers. So much that I tried to hang the same colored curtain behind me at my house.
Flappers.
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 Flappers. Flappers. Flappers.
The Flappers Comedy Club.
Flappers, they're doing online comedy courses and online shows.
Flappers.
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 It's one of the greatest places on the planet.
Welcome to Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant, where we're still celebrating the repeal of prohibition.
Flappers, great club, some of the best food.
Food is awesome at Flappers.
Your food's amazing. Honestly, it's one of the reasons I try to do shows there as much as possible.
Sometimes I go to Flappers just for the food, and I'm not even working on new material.
Trust me, because I didn't get this way looking at food. So you can order takeout, they're doing that too.
Flappers has some takeaway food.
And you're gonna love the food, it's great. Get some for the kitchen, take it home.
Flappers has curbside service. By the way, best food in the business.
Food's really good at Flappers, so if you do takeout, think about getting takeout from Flappers.
They got food. I've eaten it. And look how good I'm doing.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us for the Flappers Comedy Club virtual comedy show. We kindly ask you to abstain from recording of any kind. It's actually illegal to record the show. Just sit back and relax, turn off all cell phones and pagers, and silence all roommates, in-laws, family members, and pets. Once the show starts, please refrain from talking and making any loud noises. But please feel free to unmute your microphone and start your video so the comedians can hear and see you laughing. Are you ready for some show? I can't hear you. Are you ready for some show? That's more like it. And now let me introduce your host and MC for tonight's show,
Barbara Holliday!
That was actually my voice, so I was gonna say, please welcome your host and MC, me, Barbara Holliday, the owner of Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. How are you doing? I'm here with, of course, Laura Hayden and my crew, Paul Moomjean, our site director, and Joshua Snyder, our booker from Flappers. And as you know, we've recently been called the Dysfunctional View. So we're very excited about this title, and in honor of that, we're changing our format up a little bit to honor that that style. So I want to welcome you all to another episode of the Flappcast, of course, Behind the Funny, where we find out what goes on behind the scenes at a comedy club. So we've got a great show lined up today. We're going to interview one of our employees. We have a couple of great stand-ups that are going to come up and do some time for you. But I have some questions and some topic for my crew. I wanted to talk about social distancing, and I was hoping you guys would share a story or some jokes about something you heard in the news this week having to do with social distancing. What prompted me to do this was, hopefully, I've got some NPR listeners, watchers out there. I'm going to read an actual news story from NPR, and I'm not adding jokes. I'm serious. Well, maybe a few tags here or there, but it's pretty much word for word. Here's the headline. NPR this week. Okay. How to nab suspects while social distancing. Indian police try tongs. Yes, that's right. The officer wearing a surgical mask clamps the device around a man's waist and forces him into a pickup truck with these huge tongs. Quote, we call it social distancing clamp or a lockdown breaker catcher. Head Constable Gurdeep Singh told NPR by phone from the Chandigarh Police headquarters, this is, quote, this is especially used in instances where we suspect that someone has the coronavirus and they're not cooperating. But first, if they have the coronavirus, we're going to hit them with the tongs. Now, not everyone agrees. On Twitter, some people called the device appalling, a violation of human dignity. Others have applauded the police for their creativity to, quote, control stupid people. This is only the latest unconventional innovation by Indian police. During the coronavirus crisis, In the central Indian city of Nagpur, officers were filmed in March forcing, this is true, lockdown violators to do exercise squats. That's right. They had to do exercise squats in the streets. It was mostly foreign tourists. No, it's true. Foreign backpackers. Also, anyone who strayed from their hostels, police also use this tactic. They actually made them write, quote, "I did not follow the rules of lockdown. I am very sorry." 500 times. It's ridiculous. So that's my story. I think next week they're going to add some Caesar salad and use the tongs to toss them all up into a big coronavirus salad bowl. What you got, Laura?
I think we need those tongs for comics who run the light. You know, just like clamp it down and pull them off stage.
You're done.
That's the way you can get your kids too.
Love it.
Kids from down the street. That is hilarious. I actually this week I got hired to do a virtual show on tomorrow night. I'm supposed to do a virtual show for middle school teachers. Those are old. We used to call it junior high. Middle school now. I was hired to. They have a teacher happy hour with the principal and the teachers of the school, and I was supposed to do 15 minutes to help lighten the load for the teachers who are trying to teach and quarantine the kids, and it's very stressful for them. I was very excited about it because I was like, wow, this is great. One, it was the most money I'm going to make this week. And two, I love to write jokes for a particular group of people. So this was exciting. I already had my brain going about middle school, and she sent me a message the next morning, and she said she got two teachers reported that they were very angry about the fact that we would have comedy at a time like this. And I was like, we need comedy at the time like this more than ever.
Yeah.
Don't you understand, people? Comedy. I'm getting a handed wine. It's going to get messy, people. Barb's has wine now. Anyhow, comedy does not make life less serious. It just makes it more tolerable. Nor does, laughing doesn't make things less serious. Actually, comedy, because I have a dissertation on this. Comedy lowers your blood pressure, anxiety. No,
it doesn't.
Yes, it does. There's no system in your body. No, it doesn't. There's no system in your body that's not improved by laughter. Laughter is actually an interpersonal skill that helps bring people closer together. And I'm so upset because I have a whole thing about, like, whenever I get teachers as patients who I'm like, middle school, and they're like, yes, and I'm like, you deserve a medal. Because there was Hitler, there was Stalin, there was Genghis Khan, and then the next meanest people in the world, 8th grade girls. Just, they hate everybody. Those women deserve a the teachers in middle school deserve medals. Medals. I'm just telling you right now, 8th grade girls are the meanest people on the planet. The boys aren't mean, they're just dumb. They're like big puppies and they don't know what they're doing. They're dumb, they haven't grown into their feet yet. And
we should make the kids right. I will laugh 500 times.
It wasn't for the kids, it was for the teachers. And I was just like, oh my God. And then I was like, this whole social distancing and COVID virus, I'm thinking that come this fall, every parent that had to homeschool their kids, particularly if they had multiple kids in multiple grades and they were stuck at home, being the mother and the teacher of these kids, they should bow down and worship these teachers,
Bow down.
They were bow down and worship.
Bow
you think public school's not important now? Oh, you better put some money towards it now. You want to get rid of your kids from 7 to 3 every day? Yes, you do. You bring those teachers a present every single day. Every single day. They deserve it. I'm just like, forget it. But I was so upset that, like, these two teachers were like, no, it's not a time. It's not a time for jokes. And I'm like, it's always a time for jokes. It's always. I was so excited about performing for these teachers, and then two teachers were like, no. They're probably still in 8th grade. That's what
I think they were just afraid to be close to you.
No, it was on a Zoom room.
I know, it's too close.
It's too close. Oh my God.
Right, guys?
Anyhow, yeah. Well, I hope they're drinking heavily.
And so
take some stress off that way. Laughter lowers stress levels.
And jokes can be done at a social distance as well, as we're clearly, hopefully showing right now. I hope, but we're not hearing any laughter. So
They have all their mics muted.
well, no, what happened? No, it's we got Paul and Josh are contributing.
The dysfunctional.
You guys
I don't know if it's a dysfunctional view or dysfunctional view.
You guys are super quiet tonight.
Well,
you were on a roll. We didn't want to get interrupt, but I have a few. I like to respond.
Josh, at Flappers University, we teach the students to pause for the laughter.
I'm comic without a pause. That's actually been a nickname of mine for the longest time. Comic without a pause.
Makes you more like a comic with menopause. That's for sure.
Nope. Still bleeding.
TMI.
See, Lisa's laughing.
Hey. That's right, Josh. What do you got on social distancing?
Well, first of all, I wanted to respond to your initial conversation, and I just find it fascinating that all of the instruments that were used for buffets are now. So I think I'm glad to see we have tongs. Now maybe we'll find a use for ladles. I think that could be used as a blunt instrument for beating people senseless.
Oh, I love it.
Exciting. Here's my thing with social distancing and the masks. Two thoughts. Number one, the mask is where my dad has drawn the line. He's fine with everything else, but he's like, I don't want to wear a mask. Screw it. Let's just all go. And I was like, but Dad, what if the virus was attacking people who are my age? Would you still have that attitude? And he said, well, I'd be sad. That's all he said.
That's it. And this is an attorney.
Right. Well,
let's make that clear. Josh's dad is an attorney.
So he would rather. I think he would rather risk death than wear a mask. Now, here's my take on the mask. I am this close from wearing a superhero mask. Why not?
Do it.
Why not?
Am I this close? Just put on some Batman underwear over your,
But here's the problem. We can't use the Batman mask because everything is covered except the face.
That's true.
That's how much I know about superheroes.
So here's a tip. If you're going to use a superhero mask, go Marvel.
Yes.
Iron
Totally.
Man, Spider-Man. They're much
Or
more
Star
prepared
Wars.
for this. Batman, Superman's fucked.
Right.
He's dead already.
Yeah, all he's got is a pair of glasses. It's over for him.
Yeah.
So, Paul, what do you have on social distancing this week?
Well, first off, I want to let you know that I've already ordered my Marvel Star-Lord mask. I had to walk into Ralph's, get that amazing chicken, and in my Star-Lord mask. For me, okay, so we've been talking about this since we started, that I am absolutely killing it on Bumble. And I have 25 women in the queue right now.
Woo!
But here's the problem. The problem is the social distancing. Bumble sends out these messages telling you, please don't meet up. Right? Like, we don't want to get a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Someone gets coronavirus saying, Bumble, it's Bumble's fault. So,
yeah.
When all of this went down in the spring, the weather was nice and cool. And now it's very warm. And in my apartment, the sun, the San Fernando Valley sun, comes blazing in. And all these women want to FaceTime, but I am a giant sweaty mess.
Yes, that's the way I like it, Paul. Come on.
The problem is, it looks like I've been thinking about them prior to the meeting.
And you have. We know you have.
So the great irony is all these women are like, hey, let's FaceTime. Let's message FaceTime. I can't. There's nothing. I would have to sit in the darkest corner of my apartment to hide the beads of sweat falling from my face, or I'll just wear my Star-Lord mask the entire time.
Do it.
What about the Darth Vader mask, Josh? Would that qualify as a...
Well, I think so, but I'd be concerned about the slits around the mouth.
Okay.
Again, I think you got to go Marvel or Mandalorian. That's the one.
Oh, Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Neither of you have any idea what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, can anyone find out where I can get these giant tongs? That's what I need to know. Where can I get these tongs?
Amazon, I'm on it.
I will. Thank you.
I'm gonna get you some giant tongs.
They said giant. They didn't say how giant, but
Well, they're at least 6 feet long.
Oh yeah, they have to be at least. So, what about a giant lasso? That would work too. And it fits Josh's Superman.
Well, that would just be Wonder Woman.
That's correct. Thank you, Laura.
But she doesn't have a
Thank you for
mask,
making
so
that
you can have the
clarification.
Wonder Woman lasso, but you'd have to get a mask. You'd have to mix Marvel and DC. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. Are you? Is that breaking the rules?
All right. Well, enough of the dysfunctional view for a moment. We have some amazing stand-ups who joined us tonight to promote some of their upcoming shows, and hopefully when Flappers is open again next month, we're hoping that you'll be seeing these amazing comedians here as well. So let's start this out with, she starred in our Cinco de Mayo show, which was just last night. Was that last night?
2 nights ago.
2 nights. I don't know what day it is. None of us do. It's Cinco de Mayo, but also she has documentaries, movies. You've seen her all over Comedy Central. Please welcome Lisa Alvarado. Give it up.
Oh no, here it is. Look, I'm live, you guys. Oh my gosh. All of that talk about superheroes and masks and stuff totally made me limp. So I have some Viagra, I think, left over for some guys. The whole tongs thing, when you guys were talking, I think I would do a baster. I would really love to slowly baste somebody, make them, I think that's how you do it. You just moisturize them over and over with spices. That, I think, would stop a criminal in their tracks. So Paul was talking all about the online dating. I'm also doing the online dating, which during that, it's so weird now. It's so weird because you can't meet anybody, and all of these sites have changed their slogans. Like, I don't know if you know that Match's slogan is now, what are they calling it? They're calling it talk now, date later. And so, and so now Tinder's also changed theirs to talk now and get a restraining order later. And Farmers Only, theirs is talk now, learn how to spell later. So I'm gonna... Farmers love me. Come on. And I have been doing the online dating, and it's weird because you can't meet anybody, but I'm realizing that my priorities have totally changed since COVID. It's like I used to look for a hard body, and now I'm just looking for anybody with an antibody. I mean, I need the cure, you guys. But this is good news for times like now, is that I don't know if you know this, enrollment is still open for the position of sugar daddy. You can go to my Facebook and sign up. I am taking applicants, male or female at this point, because my EDD, have you guys tried to get on EDD? Like the unemployed, it's crazy.
You can't get any. You meant erectile dysfunction.
No. Yes, that's it. That's what most of my boyfriends are on. It's so, you cannot get through on that. It's just so weird. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's easier to register as a pedophile than to get on, this, it's crazy. But so I've realized all these things about the dating sites, and I'll just leave you with this. I also realized that because you can't see anybody, I walk around I'm actually a hoarder. I didn't know. I've become, I'm a hoarder, especially when it comes to men, because all the gifts they've ever given me and things they've ever left in I'm walking, they're everywhere it's crazy. So I keep the gifts, I keep their money. I've kept houses, you guys. Such a hoarder. Good. That's a new one. And what I want to, I'll just end on the spelling. This is what's driving me crazy, is because you can't see anybody, so everybody's texting one another on the dating sites, but no one knows how to spell. People don't use spell check. Like this guy was writing me a message and he's like, nice toe rings. And he spelled it T-O-W.
Ugh.
What?
Delete.
What? Yeah, because I pull out cars from ditches with my pinky toe. That's, and then another guy wrote and he said, let's meet. And I said, where do you want to go when this is all over? And he goes, let's do something subtle. And he spelled it S-U-D-D-L-E.
Huh.
That's a true, that he really, I was like, well, I guess Scrabble's out. So we're not going to be playing that. But I didn't want to be too mean, so I ended up writing back, why don't we just cuddle? And I spelled it C-U-B-T-L-E. Because I'm going to be single forever. Okay, you guys, thank you for having me, Barb.
Alvarado! So funny. Oh my gosh. And she is a Latina, but good not only on Cinco de Mayo, but every night you get some laughs. And what's your website, Lisa?
LisaAlvarado.com. And I'm also going to be headlining on May 17th, coming up for Flappers, which is wonderful. I'm doing a virtual show. So please buy your tickets now online.
Perfect. And was that Alvarado, A-R-A-B-T-L-E?
Look at you paying attention. Come on, Barb, with the tags.
I think you should reconsider farmers.com. I'm thinking about going there myself.
Are you?
Because they can grow their own stuff. They got food.
That's true.
They got food. I mean, you got to
true.
rethink your priorities.
They have 4 teeth, but they got food.
They got food. They 4 teeth and can't spell, but they got food, you know?
And also, Lisa, OK Cupid's rebranding, too. They're going to call themselves OK COVID. 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
19, so they're legal.
Only 19 people can be in the room at one time, basically.
Nice.
5, yes. So thank you so much, Lisa.
Awesome.
Stick around with us. We're going to play some quarantine games. And this next comedian, we have some male energy coming to the stage. Woo! Oh my gosh, I met this gentleman, I don't want to tell you how long ago, but you may know him from the original Latin Kings of Comedy.
Woo!
Please welcome to the Flappcast stage, Mr. Joey Medina. Yes. Woo! Give it up.
Thank you.
Yes, hello, Joey.
This is literally the first performance of any kind on
Wow.
on Zoom or anything virtual, so it's pretty interesting.
Woo!
Lisa killed it, of course, because she's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are hilarious, all of you.
Thank you, Joey.
And I'm looking at that wine, going, "Damn, I should have stopped at the supermarket."
I know.
I'm like,
That's part of the show.
That's a good thing about Zoom shows, Joey.
well, I love it. You know, and it's so crazy. It's like we all have to start. We started to reinvent ourselves because how do we do things? How do we make our lives move around? And people are doing more at home now than they ever did. Like, for instance, raising their children. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
People are like going, "What's your name again?" Like, it's something that never happened, and this is a crazy time. There's everybody's trying to blame the Chinese, and I don't want to blame them because I'm not that kind of guy, but I do know, that they eat crazy stuff. Like I've been to China, and and Chinese people eat the most craziest stuff I've ever seen in my life. When I was in China, I saw this older gentleman eating something out of an egg. It was like this egg. And whatever was in that egg was still moving. It was alive. And it didn't even have feathers. It had like tentacles. It was like a creature or something. And I'm thinking, this is why aliens don't come to Earth. They're afraid Chinese people are going to eat their ass. You know what I mean? We come in peace. We come with soy sauce. Get back on the flying saucer. Get back on the flying saucer. That's why there are no more unicorns and dragons. Chinese people ate their ass thousands of years ago. They ate the horn like a corn on the cob. It's very freaking crazy. But I don't want anybody watching thinking I'm making fun of Chinese people, because I'm not. Ask anybody that knows me. Ask my friends. as my family. Out of all the Chinese people in the world, my favorite Chinese people are the Koreans. I mean, there's all kinds of Chinese people. There's Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, but my favorite are the Koreans. I think Koreans are some of the nicest Chinese people I've personally ever. And the funny thing is, I've been to Korea. Actually, been to Korea a few times, and I remember the first time I went there. I called my Korean friend. I went back home and I called my Korean friend to brag. I'm like, dude, I was in Korea, man. And he's like, hey, when you were in Korea, did you eat kimchi? And I'm like, honestly, I don't remember her name, but what? It was Kim something. Look, I don't know. All right, all those Chinese names sound the same to me. But the point I'm trying to say, look, it's cool. We're all in this together.
Yep.
This is a weird time. It's funny. Right before this happened, I lost like almost 30 pounds, and this is the truth, not even a joke. And I think I'm getting it all back. And it sucks, man.
Why am I laughing? I'm not laughing.
I know there's no place to exercise. There's nothing to do, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to start protesting with these protesters or something.
It's COVID-19 for a reason.
Yeah, but the good thing is now we're all getting about 10 days a gallon on our cars, so it's all good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really, Joey, was that your first show since?
Yeah.
You've not done any?
Wow.
It's so funny. I haven't done stand-up since this all happened, and I literally I was supposed to go to Florida right before this happened, and then that obviously got canceled, and a bunch of other shows got canceled, and now I forgot how to do stand-up. So
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I can't wait to see you live again in person.
Yes,
But thanks for look at that great virtual background.
on the 22nd, right here at Flappers.
Woo! For real. Hey, here's our motto. If we open in June, we open in June. But we're still doing the shows via Zoom, even if we don't open in June.
Yeah.
So get your tickets, support these comedians. They make money off these tickets too. And we want to keep comedy flowing because we need to all write down, we need to laugh 500 times. Everyone,
Take
homework.
that middle school teachers who
Write that shit down.
that
I need to
acts my
laugh.
show for tomorrow night.
Barbara, I'm not kissing your ass, but you were ahead of the game. A lot of clubs now are doing it, but you were the first one that I know of that started doing this.
Thank you, Joey. Oh my gosh.
Barbara is
hey,
amazing.
it's my team. Gallery view, Josh. We got Joshua, Paul Moomjean, William Nickerson in the club. And really, luckily, the day after we got closed, we just all sat down and we said, hey, what are we going to do? Are we going to lie down or are we going to keep going? And everybody was just ready to go.
And I honestly thought this was a bad idea. Like when clubs are doing I'm like, it's never going to work. People don't. But the crazy thing is, people have been hitting me up. Hey man, you're gonna do a virtual show? You're gonna do a virtual show? I'm gonna do a virtual show. And I'm like, no, because first of all, I'm scared. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. I don't know if I can do a virtual show.
Don't be afraid. Jump in.
Yeah.
Well, this is a really weird thing to say to Joey Medina, but Joey, I think I cracked your cherry.
Yes, you did.
You ate some kimchi.
Yes.
All right, well, stick with us, Joey. We still have some more show. We're going to play some quarantine games. But before we do that, I want to, speaking of the staff and what we've been doing here at Flappers, really the mission of this Flappcast is kind of to let our audience know what we're doing at Flappers, the classes we're offering, the shows we're offering. And without introducing you to my amazing staff who has made this happen, it would be irresponsible of me. So today I wanted to highlight a young lady. Her name is Amber Lawson. Amber, she's there. Hopefully she's hearing me. She's actually here in Flappers with us, but she's in the back. And Josh, will you spotlight the lovely Amber Lawson? So Amber came to us from Ohio. think it's maybe been 2 years, maybe?
Yeah,
right?
2 years.
Oh my gosh. And Amber is the daughter of our general manager, William Nickerson. Woo!
Aww.
Only forget that part because Amber Lawson is a gem on her own.
Absolutely.
Before COVID happened, Amber worked our box office and also our sound booth and did anything and everything we asked for her.
I saw her make fries one time. I swear.
And now, Amber, what are you doing at Flappers? What's going on here?
I am working the takeout, which is actually really busy right now, so I might have to run back and forth.
You go
do that.
But basically, people are ordering online, and the ticket comes in, and I ring it in, and then I pack it all together. Our staff in our kitchen makes the food right there, and then I bring it out to the curb for you, or you can get it delivered by one of our delivery drivers.
And show your gloves so they know you're safe. No
Yeah.
glove, no glove, no takeout. That's how
I didn't even recognize you with the mask down. I haven't seen you with the mask down in 6 weeks.
I know.
So, what's it like, Amber? You know, a lot of people have been asking us. That's why I wanted to get you on the screen. And a lot of people have been asking, what's it like to work in this club where there's normally, you know, 400 to 500 people sometimes a night, and there's like 2 people in here today?
It was eerie at first. It was like, that's not the way it's supposed to be here. I'm used to like interacting with guests and being able to help them right there face to face, and being able to run around and talk to staff and coworkers who I haven't seen in now 2 months. It's crazy.
But at least you're working, right?
Yeah, right. Of course. I'm always happy to be here. What you and Dave have done for Flappers and for this community is amazing.
Stop. No, we can't do it without you. I mean, it's crazy. And we try to tell them what we put in with the takeout orders.
We put in a joke of the week.
Great.
Everybody needs jokes, teachers from middle school.
What's the joke of the week? Do we give away free tongs? Are we giving away free tongs? What is it this week, Amber?
I believe it's by Jimmy Carrey this week. It's pretty long. It has different categories to it. So
It's long on purpose so you can wash your hands while reading it.
20 seconds.
Amber, thank you so much for being here with us. And I hear the ding ding going on right now. So if you're on Facebook and you're watching us, order and keep Amber busy. She wants to work, right?
Thanks, Amber.
Of course, Amber.
Order food, tip her. She has to pay rent.
That's right. Because her dad ain't making no money either. Most kids live with their parents. Well, when you live with your parent who works at the same place as you, and you both got reduced hours, that ain't necessarily gonna work, right? So support. All right, Josh, will you take us to the gallery view of everybody? Let's play some quarantine games. Woo! So Laura normally runs the games for us, but did you see my
Yeah, and I think it's perfect based on the fact that I had a gig for tomorrow night for a middle school, and then it was axed by 2 teachers who thought that laughter was not appropriate at this time. It's always appropriate. People in prison laugh. People in the gallows laugh. Even people it's shown in Nazi concentration camps laugh because it's the only way to get through things that are really serious. It's a relief. And anyhow,
we got it. We're laughing.
So
we're laughing at you
so the
too,
the quarantine thing was based on Barbara's idea, which is a great idea based on all of this.
What is our question?
Our quarantine game. We'll start with Lisa. Lisa, can you remember your middle school / junior high mascot?
And
it's a 3-parter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Was
First,
the
can you remember
Cougars?
who they are?
And what does it mean? Or what has it done? How has it impacted you?
I was
my middle
To see
school?
if she could remember it.
Really? Let's see
Part
if she
one,
can
can you
remember.
remember? I had to think about it. Part 1, can you remember it? And then has it impacted your life?
I do remember it, and it's very ironic because it's my phase of life right now. It was the Cougars.
Oh, stop it.
Absolutely true thing. I swear, it's the Cougars.
What was the name of the middle school?
Always a cougar.
It was it started at Perry, and then we went to what was the name? I don't even remember, because when you start a year at a school and then they close it and they combine. Oh, Carpentersville, like middle school. It was a small town. It's the Cougars. Yeah, Cougars. So woo, I'm representing
But you wish you
still.
had one of those little shirts from gym class still that said Cougars on it. Like,
I would love that.
Oh my God, ask me next. You must ask me
all right,
next.
we were gonna go to you, Joey, but Barbara's had some wine. There's no controlling her now. I'm just teasing you, darling. Barbara, what was your middle school / junior high mascot?
Well, I was so inspired this week to ask this question because this is same with Lisa, not kidding. My junior high mascot was the Hornets. That's right, not the murder hornets, but just the horny hornets.
Nice.
For somehow, I don't find that surprising at all, Barbara.
No, it's true. So,
what was the name of the middle school?
Oh gosh, now that you
I know, right?
Luther something.
The Luther Hornets?
No. Gosh, I don't remember. I gotta look that one up. You stumped me on that
Did it
one.
impact your life?
I remember the Hornets because there was just a big B on my little junior high.
Yeah.
And then when all this murder hornet stuff came up, it kind of came to my brain. I was like, oh my gosh, that was like my junior high school mascot was the Hornets. And now they're coming to kill me. So how did that turn around?
Yeah, you know, what happens in junior high affects the rest of your life.
That's what they say.
Anyhow, Joey, do you remember your junior high mascot?
Well, I went to junior high school in the Bronx, so our mascot was a crackhead. So, you know, we were the Bronx 127 crackheads. And, we're ahead of the game.
You can see them selling a lot of merch with that.
No, it's funny. I honestly don't think we had a mascot at all. My school was very ghetto. Like, it's so funny. Like, growing up, I would watch all these movies about kids in high school and everything, and it was a campus, and they had, you know, backwards clothes day, and they had proms, they had all that. We didn't have any of that crap. We just went to school, did our stuff, took the city bus back home, and that was it.
You had parole officer appreciation day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to hear Josh's.
I want to hear Josh's too. Yeah. Josh, middle school,
Okay.
What did you get?
Well, so first of all, full disclosure, I just had to Google it right now because I didn't.
Oh, damn it.
But the name of the school was Prairie Middle School, and the mascot, the Hawk.
The Hawk. I thought you were going to say Laura Ingalls.
No.
Did that affect your life in some positive or negative way, Josh? Being a Hawk.
Prairie Middle School or Laura Ingalls?
No, I would be surprised if you know who Laura Ingalls is. But being a Hawk in middle school.
You know what he's done to Laura Ingalls' picture. Come on, we know this.
Yeah. Do you know who Laurie Ingalls? He's young. Well, he's not that young. You're right. Never mind. He might know who Laurie Ingalls is.
I can Google it.
You can Google it?
Yeah.
Not fair.
It was Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the sad thing is the only one I remember from that one is John Boy, and that was only because he was in this movie called Battle Beyond the Stars.
And because you're gay. Come on, Josh.
He's not gay.
Admit it.
We had that one night together, Josh. He's not gay.
Well, maybe he is now.
Whatever. I'm cool with it. That's all I'm saying.
How am I always the butt of every single goddamn one of these Flappcasts?
Well, because
Josh, you're the one who said like our guest is attractive when they're men. You're the one who does that.
Your catch tag is the nerdy virgin. How can we not enjoy that every single time?
That's true.
How can that not be enjoyable for us to poke fun at in a loving, kind way every single time?
Yeah,
Well, I was actually poking fun at Laura for making you gay. It really wasn't you.
No, I realized that. That part was funny. I got it. I actually don't think I've turned any guys gay. I might have turned some women gay, but not guys.
Yeah. I'm gay now. Thanks, Laura.
Well, I'm saving it for the nursing home years. You know how it is. 9 to 1, women to men. We're going to date.
Yeah.
You, Barbara, and I, we're dating. I want to date still at 85. And if we don't find a sugar daddy. Yeah, we got to go to Paul. Paul, middle school.
Middle school was the Valley View Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Valley. But being Simi Valley, they thought about naming them the Valley View Sean Hannitys. That conservative out there. So we almost had a crackhead too, Joey. Actually, now here's a weird story. In high school, it was the Pioneers for Simi High, and they actually had a musket. So they had a guy with a musket, but I graduated in '99 with Joey and Lisa. And so in 1999 was the school shooting in Columbine. So they had to take the musket out. So
wow, that's wild.
In 1999 fall, I came back to coach wrestling at the school where I was, the varsity, and I come back and I go, "What happened to the musket?" They go, "Oh no, the school board had a giant meltdown. They had to spend, I think, close to almost $2 million to rebrand the whole district's thing to get all the guns out of the Pioneer Hermie."
Wow.
It's like funny. I understand that, but when was the last time someone was killed by a musket?
The Revolutionary War?
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Look how long ago. It's like
actually.
I know someone who was killed by brisket, but
you know who gets killed by muskets? All those poor giraffes when the dentists have the muskets and they go hunting.
What is a musket?
It's a long, huge.
I know.
Okay. It's a small furry animal.
Let me hear you just
It's like where you cut your hair really short in the front and then it's really long in the back.
It's a small furry animal that falls in love with you.
Joey got it.
To Neil.
You know, the irony is that if we only had muskets now, the school shootings would be a lot less.
Yes.
a lot.
The reload time.
Exactly. How about cannons? Why not just go straight to cannons?
It's hard to kill just one person with a cannon. The aim is just horrendous.
Well, this is a little information that I'm just going to talk about. Muskets are the only gun that you can buy without any license or background check or anything. You can just buy
right now, Joey?
Thanks for that misinformation. There's a few people I want a musket.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, you can literally buy a musket. You don't need a background check. You don't need anything.
You don't need one. You don't need a background check or anything for a vibrator either. That's a weapon if you don't know how to use it right.
Hey,
Today's show is sponsored by muskets.com.
Wait, Joey, if you end up protesting, you can bring your musket.
There you go.
It's a good workout.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the reason you don't need a permit is because they're assuming that no one in current 2020 America is smart enough to load and fire a musket.
Exactly. No, you're right. That's probably the reason.
Yeah.
This is rude. When you were talking about my musket top right in front of me, this is just too much.
I think you don't need a license to get a musket, but you have to have a license in order to get the 1970s or the 1770s outfit to go with the musket. Make sure you're not crazy.
And where do we get that?
Online, like everything.
And that'll just take 4
Wish.
months.
Let me ask you this. You know how we have those Civil War reenactors?
Uh-huh.
Do you think this coronavirus situation is going to be such a historical thing that 100 years from now they're going to have coronavirus reenactors?
Wow.
Ooh, is that a
What are we
new
going to dress up as
quarantine?
a toilet paper and hand sanitizer? What are we going to do?
Wow.
Here comes a whole parade of toilet paper and hand sanitizers.
Well, at least all the little kids can be like the buzzing bees, like the hornets.
They can be hornets, paper towels, and hand sanitizer. That's going to be my Halloween costume now.
A hornet?
No, toilet paper.
Oh. I'm going to be Purell. No, Josh should be Purell because he's the nerdy virgin. So yeah.
I have had sex with one person.
I know. We know. If you've been watching the
How was
Flappcast, we know this.
Every time I follow Josh on stage and he talks about it, I always say it's me, just because I wait for people to laugh.
Yeah, well, what's really rude is my staff has said it's me, which is creepy.
Well, we know that's true.
Sleeping his way to the top.
Yeah, if Josh wants
Why do you
to
think
have,
he had such a good job?
yeah, if Josh wants to have sex with his mother, it's me, and that's a whole nother story.
Oedipus.
By the way, is that why the book Oedipus Rex has been in the office for the last?
Yes. Well done, Paul.
Yeah,
English major right here.
I'm going to risk touching my face for the face palm effect.
I'm also doing it with you, Josh. Solidarity. And drinking wine like your mother in solidarity.
You guys reminded me of a joke I read. This guy calls his boss. He goes, "I can't go to work today. I'm sick." The boss said, "How sick are you?" He goes, "Well, I'm in bed right now having sex with my mother."
That's horrible.
So I'll see you at noon.
Wow. Long time.
There's a tag. Well, because you got to get through the crying and everything and the spanking and.
I see. Good.
It doesn't seem to know too much about this.
No,
I know, right? I'm a mom, and I was just thinking, this is terrible.
Josh, we've ignored our viewers. Do we have any Facebook comments you can tell us about? What are people saying about us? Do they love us, hate us? Are they horny hornets? What are they? What's happening?
Well, Ivan said, it's Thursday at last, so it's time for another Flappcast.
Oh, nice.
And then Sarah says hi.
Hi.
Sarah.
Hey.
Hey, Sarah.
And then I wrote, any social distancing stories you'd like to share? And Ivan says, I don't think I could top the tale of the tongs.
Yeah. That's a good point.
There. And then
Tale of the tongs.
It just lets me know who's watching. Jeffrey Hullinger is watching, one of our servers. So.
Jeff!
Hey!
Can we interview you next week, Jeff? I don't know how quick he can text back, but Jeff, I have to tell you a story about Jeff Hullinger. If you've seen, we've gotten a lot of press lately, and thank you, everyone. We've gotten more press closed than open.
Right?
So I don't know how that happened, but literally we were in Variety last week. Variety. Like for 10 years, we tried to get in Variety, and finally this fucking shit gets us on Variety. But anyway, Jeffrey Hullinger, back to Jeffrey Hullinger. Jeff Hullinger is a server, and if you have performed here in the green room and you've gotten our green room service, which means if you're a headliner, you're sitting in our green room, and a server comes and asks you for whatever you want to order, drink, food, whatever. And Mr. Jeffrey Hullinger has been in that room with every major celebrity. Lisa Alvarado, Joey Medina, Kevin Hart, Christopher Titus, Brad Garrett, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer. I can't even name everybody that's been here, but Jeff has served them, and not only served them, Jeff helped me freaking paint the place. When it was a macaroni grill, before it was a Flappers, Jeff was here with me 24 hours a day painting the place, and he's been with us for 10 years. This is our 10th year.
Woo!
Jeff, we love you, and next week you get down here. We're interviewing you so people can see your face.
Do Zoom too.
Yeah,
he's a sweetheart.
But Jeff's amazing. All our employees, seriously, we're trying to make sure that you all see them. If you follow our Facebook, we do an employee of the day because there's 51, and I think we might be on the second cycle of revamping them because we're on 60 days or something. I don't know what day it is, but Jeff, thank you, and thanks everybody for supporting and watching. And any other comments, Josh? Hey, Jeff.
Those are it.
That's it?
All
You
right.
got 3 viewers? Liar.
We have 5 at this point.
Okay. Well, usually we get more. We get about a couple hundred on the YouTube post after we post it because people want to view at their own leisure nowadays, right? That's the difference. Plus, I'm getting texts right now from my friends saying, "Are you guys on tonight?" And I'm like, "We're on right now." We changed the time from we were 7 and we are moving it to 5. Do you know why? But I must tell you why. Because the success of our virtual shows has gone crazy thanks to Joshua Snyder. Josh has been booking. We're doing 4 shows a night, and we had to move this amazing Flappcast to 5 o'clock so we can do shows at 7 and 9, and we're doing main room shows and Yoo-Hoo shows. So there's literally a show every half hour. Saturdays, I'll let Josh tell you about all the shows and promote them.
Yeah, so tonight we've got Diane Smith, who, now I've got to be very specific about this because I was corrected about this earlier. She was born in the United States, but she established herself as a comedian in Canada. So she's headlining at 7 p.m. and selling a ton of tickets, and everyone from Canada is buying tickets to watch her. So
yay!
It's great. We've never had this many comedians in Flappers before. It's phenomenal. We're going to need to get the Vegemite. Or is that Australian? What is it? The comedians eat, or the
They
Canadian?
do a poutine.
Yeah.
Poutine.
The poutine. Yeah,
Yes.
we got to make
Poutine.
Poutine is different.
Come on,
Yeah,
we got
that's
lessons on
different.
tonight. This is not.
I was waiting for Joey to chime in on that. Poutine. Joey.
Poutine is different. Poutine.
So we have that going on at 7. Actually, as we were doing this show, Kristen Key is actually just wrapping up her show.
Woo!
5, because she has fans on the East Coast who wanted to tune in. And so we're doing a lot of our shows at 5 p.m. so that people from New York can tune in, so they can watch and then go to bed at a respectable hour. So much for the city that never sleeps. And we also have at 7:30 tonight, we have Armando Anto, who is a comedy violinist, or a violinist.
Oh.
I'm not sure what that one is. So buy your tickets to see Armando. And then tomorrow, we've got Erica Rhodes at 6 p.m.
Yay!
At 8 p.m. we have a showcase show featuring some headliners. And then at 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. we have other showcase shows featuring some of our younger comics, our local comics. So all the local comics can't perform either. And
right.
to create as much opportunity for them as possible and do some showcase shows for them as well.
Yeah.
Then Saturday.
Josh, tell them why the shows are different through us than, say, the other clubs. Because
it's kind of like asking why is this night different from all other nights with Pat. Yes. There's a lot of leaning back and eating bitter herbs. No, we run our shows. We have the comedians in the audience all in the same Zoom room together, so the comedians can actually hear the laughs.
Yeah.
And the audience can actually experience that give and take that you get in a live show. So it's different than a live stream where comedians are saying jokes into a vacuum, and the only way that the audience can interact is with, chat. We play pre-show music, and we have an MC, and we have an upcoming events video. So we make it as much like an actual show as we possibly can. We give away prizes at the end of the shows. And we either do headliner shows or we do showcase style shows, which is more comedians doing less time. So we have all different shows. Erica Rhodes is actually going to be doing a talk show starting next week. And where she's going to be doing a little bit of stand-up and then having some special guests, one of whom I believe is Andy Kindler. So we're doing all kinds of stuff. And all kinds of interactive comedy shows and also our open mics that we're doing that anyone can do. Just go to the website, flapperscomedy.com. And we're doing the open mics 7 nights a week at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sorry, Pacific Daylight Time. Got to be careful in case anyone thinks it's December.
Well, the thing we're learning a lot about is time zones, because as ignorant Americans, we seem to forget that there are people all over the world, and if there's one thing we've been blessed with through this COVID-19, it's the awareness that we are really the world. We are the world, and time zones matter.
Let's break into song now.
I need a shirt that says time zones matter. That's what I'm saying, because they do.
They do.
And we consistently are reminded of it every day. But Josh, thanks so much for all your hard work, and it's an introvert's world.
Yes, it is.
So he is excelling right now. And also Paul Moomjean, who's running our classes.
Will inherit the earth.
Yeah. The classes have been going crazy because people want to do shit. Tell us about it, Paul.
Yeah, we started this week our next session after a very successful March and April. We have over 70 students right now taking classes ranging from stand-up to writing. For those interested in taking a level 1 stand-up course. That means you have anywhere from no experience to some. That'll be our last session for the next 5 weeks. Will be starting Saturday on the 9th. It'll be 12 to 3 p.m. We still have about 4 spots remaining. It's all done through Zoom. It's very funny because we still have people calling, asking, do I have to come to a classroom and be around other people? And my only response is, well, have you not been watching the news? And I'm interested, and I found out 2 of the people, I can't make this up, 2 of the people are like, no, I just noticed everything's closed. There's just nice people in the world. They don't have TV. They have no idea what's going on.
There's the cave people, that's it.
So we have stand-up. We also have writing classes. Gabe Abelson, who was the head writer for Letterman for 4.5 years before Letterman went off the air. Gabe teaches a late night writing course. You learn how to put a packet together. That's going to be starting May 11th. So if you are interested in writing for late night and you're thinking to yourself, I've always wanted to know what it takes, this is a great 4-week course. It's only $195 to have the head writer of Letterman for 4 weeks teach you how to write monologue jokes and get a packet together. So that is
He will pay for it.
What?
The EDD will pay for it.
Right. If you
can get through.
stimulus money on Flappers, it actually lasts longer. That's a good pun joke. That's what Flappers University.
Longer than 4 hours?
Call it dog.
So we have that. Also, just one more thing. Every single day of the week, we have some type of workshop, whether it be branding yourself on Monday,
with me,
social media Tuesday, or we have a free joke lab on Wednesday, and then on Friday we have how to create a podcast, and Saturday how to make your own live comedy show. Those are $25, and they're taught by the people that work here at Flappers that do those types of tasks. So if you're looking for ways to expand your comedy right now, because here's what's going to happen. We're going to come back into June, July, and those who have been preparing are going to be ready. And those who haven't been preparing, like, they have no new content on their social media, or they have no new jokes or no new this. It's going to be tougher. And so we're just trying to keep everyone up and running and prepared and keep that muscle strong for when we come back into the live realm as well. So we'd love to have you. Go to flappersuniversity.com to get information about that.
Oh, Paul, I feel like you were like my junior high coach. I'm like, put me in, coach. I'm ready. I'm ready. Do it. I want to do it. I'm going to sign up for everything. I'm in, coach. I'm in. I'm going.
No, I will say this. I teach on Mondays at 1 o'clock every Monday. I've had 2 to 5 students in a class. I teach the branding class, and it's been insane. For $25, you get 3 hours that would normally cost you $49, half price, but it's invaluable for when you come back, because we are coming back. We will be back live, and things will be somewhat the new normal. So be ready. Don't neglect this time. Use it wisely. And sleeping is important. However, learning is probably the most important thing you can do right now.
Sleeping, learning, laughing.
Yeah. So before we get to the amazing wellness tip that Laura's going to give us, let's go to Lisa and ask, Lisa, do you want to just tell us one more time where people can find you if they want to follow you on Instagram or social media and your website? Please tell us.
Yes, Lisa Alvarado Comedian on Instagram is one of the best places to find me. You'll see some little videos and upcoming shows. I'm actually on the Friday show, so tomorrow at 9:30 on Flappers Yoo-Hoo Virtual. So come see me there. I'm also going to be headlining May 17th, virtual as well at 7 p.m. So you can get tickets there, and we're doing a meet and greet after. So if you want to pay a little bit more money and talk to me, and maybe I'll whip out a boob. You never know. You never.
I so will pay
I
for
don't
that.
know.
I so will pay for that.
Preview.
I will pay extra to see your.
I know. We're walking around the house with no bras on
planning for the
anymore. It's
future.
like so easy.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Lisa, why do I feel like that meet and greet's going to be you and like 30 dudes?
30 at least, right? Yeah.
2 cougars.
I mean, I hope they're over 18. That's all I'm saying.
Lisa, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Love you guys. Thank you for supporting comics and giving us a safe place to keep doing our craft. It's amazing. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I'd be so bored out of my mind. This is so, I love you guys. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, everybody that works there for doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. And we are not essential, but we are somewhat heroes.
Yeah, no, you are.
We're unessential heroes. That's what we are. It's my new term. I'm coining us unessential heroes. Exactly. Joey, tell us where people can find you. I know you. Tell about your movies and shit.
Well, actually, okay, I just released the first movie I ever made a million years ago on YouTube. I put it on YouTube for free, and it's called El Matador, and I made it in, I think I shot it 19 years ago, and Gabriel Iglesias is in it, Paul Rodriguez is in it, me, Alex Raimundo, Felipe Esparza, Emilio Porno. All these guys worked for free and were a lot thinner, and and yeah, they were all in my movie El Matador. It's for free on YouTube. Just look up El Matador in my name and you'll see it. Enjoy it. And the higher you are, the better, because it wasn't my best work, but it's still funny. It still holds up. And if you want to just get a hold of me or find me, obviously on social media, it's Joey Medina Comic is all my stuff is Joey Medina Comic. Just put that in there and you'll find me. And I'm real responsive. I always answer questions. I always hit people back. And thanks for popping my cherry, Bob. I really like this.
He does that a lot.
I will be headlining here virtually at Flappers on the 22nd. So I'm really that's going to be fun.
Thank you, Joey. Been a great supporter of the club and in
my
so many ways.
Club.
Yeah. Woo! Thank you, Joey. And Miss Laura Hayden, do you have a wellness tip of the week?
I do, but I'm going to promote myself first too.
All right.
I'm going to promote myself. Laura Hayden on everything. LauraHayden.com. Dr. Laura Hayden on I think Instagram. And I have a podcast called So This Happened. It comes out every Tuesday. You can watch that. I am on the show on Mother's Day, even though I don't have any children. I look like I have, but I don't have any. But I am emceeing for the fabulous and funny and dark and beautiful and wonderful Lori Kilmartin, everybody. At 4 o'clock on Sunday, you should watch that show because she's fantastic. And then I'll be here on Thursday. I'll be here on Tuesday too for a virtual show. And
you won't leave us alone.
I won't leave you alone. It gives me a chance to do my hair and put on makeup and big shoes. But I am talking really fast, Paul. I just thought about you right now. I'm comic without a pause. I get in trouble for that all the time. Dave Reinitz. Anyhow, wellness tip. We're going to keep it simple because we're actually kind of over the hour already. But wash your hands, all right? And sit up straight. Your grandmother was right. Sit up straight, wash your hands. It will help your neck and shoulders, and this will keep you from getting disease. And tip the strippers if you go over there again and wear a condom.
That's like 4 tips in one.
Well, they're quick. They're just quick tips.
Okay. All right. So we'll finish with me. And one of the things I realized is that the Flappcast every week has been designed to tell you what happens behind the scenes of a comedy club. And you don't really want to see the dark and dingy of what happens. But I will tell you that we have an amazing staff who is working. Literally, there are 11. We went from 51 to 11 core people, and they won't stop. I try to get them out of here, and they won't. We're not all here at the same time, but it's been an amazing journey to see that people care and excel and actually really want to work. And also, we have discovered that we have another realm. So when we opened Flappers 10 years ago, we had a multiple revenue model. So we said, let's have classes, let's have shows, let's have food. And when one is weak, the other excels. And then we built in the university and the classes. So eat, drink, laugh, learn. And right now, learning is excelling. And that's how it goes. And that's a good revenue model. And on that note, you also need to know, if you don't know, that basically if you want to see a show and you want to laugh, all you have to do is go to flapperscomedy.com. We have kept everything the same as we always have. So you go and you click on a show you want to watch, you buy a ticket, and you will get a link to a virtual show. So you don't have to come to the club, but you can just buy a ticket. Or if you want to order some of our great chocolate cake, or our ribeye, or our mac and cheese, or our sliders and onion rings, and so
we have onion rings now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. You just go to flapperscomedy.com like always and click on the menu and order your food. So please support the shows. The comedians are making money off the shows. The club is trying to pay the rent with the minimal takeout we're getting. But just all we want to do is keep the laughter spreading, keep the comedians going, and we will be over this quick. And there's one last thing I must say. My promotions director, who is also the booker, Joshua, reminded me to say. What has changed dramatically in the last 8 weeks or 6 weeks, however long this has been, is the ability to communicate quicker, faster, right? So email is out. I have got thousands of emails, but text is in. So get on our text list, please.
I'm texting you right now.
All you have to do is text, please text the word Burbank, just the word Burbank, to this number, 766-76626. So all you have to do is text Burbank to 76626. What that will do is every day we're sending out texts with show links. And that way you don't want to go to the website, that's fine. We will send you a link and occasionally some comps or discounts. And that's the best way to stay in tune with what Flappers is up to, including our latest menu changes or menu items. I mean, we've done specials throughout the weeks. We had alcoholic ice cream last week.
It was delicious.
Bourbon.
Oh my God.
Ice
It was
cream.
so good.
I'm just
I had to
saying.
sleep under the table.
Don't miss out.
Can I put my phone number in there? They can text dick pics.
No.
Just kidding.
Too many.
I'll send you one of Josh's.
310-528-9067.
So we're going to start doing this Flappcast because we're like not as important as the headliners, though we're important and somewhat essential. I'm going to say we're super essential. And we'll be here every Thursday at 5 o'clock until this shit is over and maybe even after. You know, we're not stopping. Ain't no virus going to shut us down. Thank you guys.
Everybody,
keep drinking, keep smiling, and Josh will play some out music for us. And thank you so much, everyone, for supporting Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant, or Flappers Comedy Club and Takeout.
And virtual shows.
Yes.
And learning.
And
lots of learning.
university.
And, yeah, eat, drink, laugh, learn. That's it. And music would be great right now, but if there's no music, I'll make
Barbara
my own
will dance,
music.
interpretive dance to silence.
Yeah.
I'll make my own music. Bitches.
Chicka bow bow, chicka bow, chicka bow.
At some point, there'll be some music, and it'll be so cool.
Josh is letting you hang there with no music.
Yeah, let's see that
He's
backside.
"You
Woo!
make fun of me? I will show you no music, Barbara. I will show you no music.
girl.
She's hearing some
fading
Michael
out.
Jackson in her head right
We're
now.
fading out. Oh, there it is. Love you all. Thank you, guys.
Chair dancing.